Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. WWE superstar Roman Reigns is set to make a huge return to Friday Night SmackDown tonight. A founding member of the Bloodline and Hall of Famer, Paul Heyman, has now taken to social media to build excitement for the original Tribal Chief's first ever appearance on the Blue brand since WrestleMania 40. The 39-year-old star lost his undisputed WWE Universal Championship to Cody Rhodes at this year's Showcase of the Immortals. In Reigns' absence, Solo Sikoa seized control of the Bloodline by ousting Jimmy Uso and Heyman, only to bring in Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu as new members. The Big Dog made his much-awaited return at SummerSlam 2024 during the closing moments of the Rhodes vs. Sikoa title match. The former Universal Champion delivered a vicious Superman punch and spear to the Street Champion, allowing the American Nightmare to retain the undisputed WWE Championship. Roman Reigns will make his presence felt on the upcoming Friday Night SmackDown for the first time since WrestleMania XL. The Wiseman took to his Instagram story to hype up the return of the original Tribal Chief. Wrestling veteran discloses why Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu didn't confront each other at WWE SummerSlam. One of the most intriguing developments at the biggest party of the summer was the Big Dog's decision to target Solo Sikoa without laying a hand on the new Bloodline. While the new Tribal Chief was being taken down by Reigns, Jacob Fatu was at ringside due to a potential legitimate leg injury. On his Jim Cornette Experience podcast, the WWE veteran explained that having the Samoan werewolf beaten by Roman Reigns would have damaged his dominant aura and persona. There was a need because of what was going to happen next for Jacob Fatu to be rendered in compos mentis. Rendered irrelevant there. They couldn't, with the push they're giving him and the build they're giving him, have somebody else take him out. That would destroy his aura of danger and potential invincibility, said Cornette. It will be exciting to see how the new Bloodline will deal with the babyface yet vicious version of Roman Reigns on SmackDown tonight. In the months since WrestleMania XL, the WWE Universe has been buzzing with anticipation. The last time Roman Reigns graced the squared circle, he stood tall, his Universal Championship still securely around his waist after a grueling battle with Cody Rhodes. Since then, the Tribal Chieftain has remained conspicuously absent, retreating to the shadows of his empire while the world wondered what was next for the undisputed head of the table. Now, finally, the WWE Universe was about to get their answer. The announcement of Roman Reigns' return to SmackDown sent shockwaves through the locker room and electrified fans around the globe. This would be his first appearance since the grandest stage of them all, and the implications were endless. What would the Tribal Chief have to say? Who would dare to challenge him? How had his absence affected the Bloodline, a faction that had dominated WWE for years under his leadership? The atmosphere was already crackling with anticipation when a familiar voice echoed through the arena, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman." The crowd erupted, for when Heyman speaks, the WWE Universe listens. The cunning advocate, often seen at Reigns' side, had been uncharacteristically quiet in recent weeks, fueling speculation about his next move. But now, he was back, and with the gravity of his words, he commanded attention. "Tonight, we are all witnesses to the return of greatness," Heyman began, his voice dripping with reverence. "We are all here to bear witness to the return of a man who not only defines dominance but has rewritten what it means to be a champion in this industry." As Heyman continued, he painted a vivid picture of Roman Reigns' legacy, his reign of terror over the WWE locker room, and the countless superstars who had fallen before him. He spoke of Reigns as not just a wrestler but as a force of nature, an unstoppable presence that had become synonymous with power and prestige. Roman Reigns, Heyman continued, is not just a champion. He is the champion. The head of the table. The Tribal Chief. The standard by which all others are measured, and tonight, he returns to remind each and every one of you why he is the most important figure in sports entertainment today. Heyman's words were met with a mixture of awe and unease from the WWE Universe. They knew that Roman Reigns' return was bound to have repercussions, and the tension in the arena was palpable. But Heyman wasn't done. Since WrestleMania, there has been a void, Heyman stated, pacing the ring with an intensity that only he could muster. A void that none of you truly understood until you felt it. You see, when Roman Reigns is not here, this place, this SmackDown, it ceases to be the A-show. It becomes irrelevant. The crowd reacted with a mixture of boos and cheers, the dichotomy that had always surrounded Reigns' reign. Half of the audience despised his arrogance, while the other half respected his undeniable prowess. But that void, Heyman continued, is about to be filled. And not just filled, but overwhelmed, overtaken by the presence of a man who commands respect, who demands acknowledgement from all who dare stand in his way. The tribal chief has been biding his time, observing from his throne, and now he is ready to reclaim what is his. Heyman's words had the desired effect. The anticipation in the crowd reached a fever pitch, as everyone knew that something monumental was about to happen. The question was not if, but how. Then, just as the crowd was at the peak of its excitement, the familiar strains of Roman Reigns' theme music echoed through the arena. The cheers and boos blended into one cacophony of noise as the tribal chief made his long-awaited return. Flanked by Paul Heyman and the Usos, Roman Reigns walked out onto the stage, every inch the dominant force that had held the Universal Championship for over 2 years. His expression was unreadable, a mask of confidence and controlled fury as he slowly made his way to the ring. As Reigns entered the ring, he stood still for a moment, soaking in the reaction from the crowd. The camera zoomed in on his face, capturing the steely determination in his eyes. This was a man who knew exactly who he was, and who had no intention of letting anyone forget it. Paul Heyman, standing beside his client, handed Reigns a microphone. The WWE Universe fell silent, waiting for the first words from the tribal chief since his victory at WrestleMania XL. But Roman Reigns, ever the master of psychological warfare, said nothing. Instead, he simply raised his championship belt high above his head, a silent reminder of his dominance. The crowd's reaction was deafening, a mix of admiration and loathing, as Reigns let his actions speak louder than any words could. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Reigns lowered the title and raised the microphone to his lips. His voice, when he finally spoke, was calm, controlled, but filled with an underlying menace. "Did you miss me?" Reigns asked, a smirk playing at the corner of his lips. The crowd's reaction was instantaneous, a roar of approval and dissent that reverberated through the arena. "I know you did," he continued, his voice dripping with arrogance. "But let me remind you why. You see, I am the reason you all tune in. I am the reason this show exists. I am the reason you care. Because without me, this place is nothing." Reigns paused, letting his words sink in. The audience hung on every syllable, fully aware that they were witnessing the start of something significant. "And now that I'm back," Reigns said, his voice dropping to a near whisper, "things are going to change. The bloodline, my bloodline, will continue to dominate. Anyone who thinks they can challenge us will be reminded of who runs this show." Reigns' eyes scanned the crowd, his gaze piercing through the sea of faces. "So to all the pretenders, all the challengers, and anyone who thinks they're ready for me, remember this: you don't challenge Roman Reigns. You acknowledge him." With that, Roman Reigns dropped the microphone and raised his championship belt once more, a final symbol of his unyielding dominance. As his music played and the WWE Universe erupted, it was clear that the landscape of SmackDown had just been irrevocably altered. The tribal chief had returned, and nothing would ever be the same again.